Welcome and good evening, everyone, on this International Women's Day. I would like to invite our guest speakers to speak on the view on International Women's Day. It is presented by Medical Crib and World Emergency Care Academy. As the year passes by, the woman running the world, it is coming true. And the scenery of the world, the woman has changed over the time and decade. And it's mainly due to the efforts of all the women in the past. Now the woman is excelling what they are doing, and woman is able to manage a number of things at the same time. And in healthcare, we see women is at majority, and women are progressing. And but still, there are some obstacles in reaching the senior levels sometimes. But still, we are breaking the glass ceiling and rocking. And here, I would like to introduce all of my guests. And if I start introducing all of you, so it would take an hour. So very short and brief introduction. So I would like to invite Dr. Manju Chugani, Professor Dr. Manju Chugani. She was a dean at Jamia Hamdard, and she was one of the 51 most influential women in 2020. And she was awarded a Mary Globelin Award, one of the first awardee, Indian midwife first awardee. And she has many great publication to her kitty, book publication, research, and she is associated with many of the international and national organizations. Thank you, ma'am, for joining in. And we have Dr. Dhirja, ma'am. She is the Vice President, Clinical Directorate at Max Healthcare. She's also has an experience of 30 years of experience as a doctor and medical administration. And she has also many publications, and she's been an assessor trainer to so many things, and specializes in medical quality and administration, and helps in digitalization in the healthcare. We have the Colonel Binu Sharma. She has an immense experience of 4 decades in armed forces and administration, and also has been establishing many planning and establishing in many departments in different hospitals. And she has been she is the senior director at nursing at Max Healthcare, and she was a senior vice president before at Columbia Asia. And again, so many things to add on, many publication, many paper presentation, pioneering in many associations. Thank you, ma'am, for joining in. And we have Dr. Geeta. She's the Senior Director, Breast Surgical Oncology at Max Vishali and Patpatganj. She is very enthusiastic in education, academics, and as well as the surgery. And also she has so many things to add on. She has also directed small movies for cancer patients and helping out, bringing them light to their life. So welcome everyone to this program on International Women's Day. The very bold, beautiful, and powerful women out there. I have very few questions for you, and everybody would love to listen from you, how you are empowering others. So my first question is, how is it to be a woman in healthcare? So we'll start with Dr. Dhirja first.
Hi, thank you. So that's a very interesting question because, even when I joined medical school, and I must say that I went to an all girls medical college, same as Geeta. Somehow, gender was never an issue. We never, really thought of being a woman doctor. And that's how it's been in most of throughout my career. But there are some specific things which are the society per se gives to the gender, the roles, which we can't, break away from being from your professional role. So even if you're a doctor, whatever be your gender, you're a doctor. But somehow being a woman, some parts of being a woman come on to, shadow onto us being doctors. But mostly my experience has been that in healthcare, as you yourself had said some time back, that the presence of women is quite strong in this sector, and women by themselves, they garner a lot of respect. So I never found the gender as a drawback in healthcare. And we have, in fact, as Dr. Manju and Colonel Binu will also agree, we have a large workforce which is totally female dominated, which is our nursing workforce. So, being a woman in healthcare, I think, is a strength for the person who's in healthcare as well as for healthcare by itself.
Dr. Geeta?
Like, I would like to echo what Dr. Dhirja said. I think it's a huge privilege to be a woman. You know, the world can think otherwise. They can think that we are invisible. They may not factor us in. So, you know, in my growing years also, like just as Dr. Dhirja said, I never thought about gender. My parents did not bring me up thinking. We were two sisters, so we did not know what it was like to be a boy in the house. So we thought we were the boys. So, you know, there was no distinction. I would do everything and anything that, you know, the boys around me would do. And we were never stopped from doing that. And why should you be? I think, you know, the problem, you know, this gender disparity and this, you know, women taking two steps back when they see a man in front of them is because of the, largely due to the upbringing. Because, you know, we are told, you know, for girls it is dolls and doll houses and pink frocks and pink is the color. These are stereotypes that we create when you're young, when you're small. And that is the age when you're very impressionable, and that is what you carry through your lives. So, you know, you have to break that mold, and that mold has to be broken by parents. You have to bring up your kids in a manner that there is absolutely no difference whether it is a girl or a boy. Why should it be different? So for me, you know, like I also went to Lady Harding, and I think it was a good breeding ground for us in the sense that, you know, we stood up for ourselves, whatever any individual is supposed to stand up for. We did everything as well, if not better. It is like, you know, it is people who try to typecast you. It is people who come and say, oh, you know, male doctors. And, you know, we were always, you know, nobody wants to talk to a woman because, you know, and I'm a surgeon and I know what it takes to be a woman surgeon, because most of the people at that time would want to go to a male surgeon. Competence was never an issue. It was purely gender based, and which has fortunately changed. I was the only postgraduate in the post, not a postgraduate. I was the only female in the entire surgical department of Maulana Azad when I joined. Subsequently, of course, there were others who joined in, but that year I was the only female. There was not even a female Aya in the department, you know. So I was the only one in the department. But you know, you just have to stand up to the situation. There were people, you know, I fell ill with typhoid the first 10 days of joining my post graduation, and everybody in the department, oh, to aayi thi, bhag gayi. So, you know, you have to stand up and you say, you know, put your hand up for everything. Don't say no to anything. And I still follow that dictum. Whenever somebody says, ye nahi ho sakta, I said, rephrase. There is very little that cannot be done. You have to make that effort and you will find it. So I think, you know, you just have to throw that long rope to yourself and claw your way up, irrespective of what the gender is. Gender should not be an issue. Gender should not stand in the way of your dreams. So I think that is the dictum that I follow.
Dr. Manju?
Okay. I think both speakers are of the same opinion, and I also have similar opinion. Actually, I always was a tomboy. I don't know how I turned into a girlish looks later on, but till I was at my parents' house, I was a tomboy. I'm having a brother who is elder to me 4 years, but I have always worked as a boy of the house. And I will share today with you that today my father is in ICU, and I'm still a boy of the family, and looking after my office till 5 p.m. And after 5 p.m. and before 9 p.m., I'm at hospital. So I always feel that women has immense powers. Actually, they have a special attribute which I have experienced also. that they can do multitasking, which I find most of the men get puzzled, confused, and very irritable and pressurized if they are given so many tasks together. So I always find myself as a better manager in taking care of household, taking care of my office, taking care of extended family responsibilities, and also various NGO works which I do with different NGOs. These are the various areas, and I feel that women are, out of 10, 7 are women in healthcare industry, which is in different domains. Domains are different, but 7 in 10 are women. And I think there are studies which I have read that with women, the productivity and the outcome have increased in a systematic the review and the studies which are done. It has been very clearly shown. But in my own example, also, I have always seen that the number of activities, the number of tasks we are holding, and Dr. Geeta rightly said we are watching a Dhadkan serial which is based on the hospital surgery department and department. There also I saw a very empowered woman there, and I really feel energized after watching that. So surgery, definitely people think that it's a men's domain. And this year the theme also of International Women's Day is hashtag break the bias, which we all need to contribute.
Colonel Binu ma'am.
All right, so have listened to all the earlier speakers. In some ways, I agree, and in some ways, I have a different perspective. So, I come from a village background. I was born and brought up in a village which didn't have schools beyond the primary education, beyond fifth standard. And in that environment, I was a aggressive and dominating girl right from my childhood. When I was 3, 4 years old, people used to ask me what you would become. I would say, I want to rule the country. I want to be the prime minister of the country. So that's how my thoughts were as a very young girl. I broke all these ceilings. I got so many scholarships, walked a couple of kilometers and traveled by buses just to do my education from 6th to 11th standard. And when I was doing my stats honors, I left that to join healthcare. So all this I'm setting up that why is healthcare so important to a woman and how it is the best place for a woman to be in. I was the only girl student of Delhi University in stats. I left that to join the Indian Navy. And there were shockwaves in my village, a girl going out of the village, out of the city, out of the state, that to going to Indian Navy doing what? So against all odds, I went and joined the Navy. I did hear she'll come back in a week's time, in a month's time. I won't look back. I've stayed on in the army for 26 years and then another 2+ decades in the healthcare. I would say, as all others said, women have better physical stamina, more tolerance, more empathy, more emotional quotient. They have the mental resilience to bounce back. They can do multitasking at any age, any phase, any situation. They can be taking the leadership role in the hospital, come back and get as efficiently into the kitchen when the men of the house are relaxing in front of a TV with a newspaper and demanding a cup of coffee. The women doesn't even think about it. Same time, she can look at the homework of the child, order the groceries, speak to the maid servant, etc., etc. The women have also become financially the decision makers and very independent. In healthcare, it is yes, dominated by women. 70% are women across. And in nursing, where I belong to, I can't imagine a situation where there were only men as nurses. The compassion, the soft side, the touch, the care, the polite demeanor, the smiling personality would be rare to see among men. So healthcare is probably most suitable for women. Yes, even in healthcare, we have broken the ceilings. Women leaders are heading hospitals. They are heading the P&L, the financials. In all roles, you find women. At the same time, I would say, word over, we still have only 13% of women as top leadership. We need to get better, not just the place where we are working, but across the globe, across the country. We have a number of examples in India, historically starting with Rani Ahilyabai or Jhansi Ki Rani, the Mother Teresa, Florence Nightingale. We have so many examples, even for modern times now. The Reddy sisters, Kiran Majumdar Shah, Mrs. Piramal, a number of names I know. They all have stood up against all odds, against the men, against the tough competition. And women have done not just equal to men, but better in so many ways, because they manage home, they manage work front, and many more things associated with that. So that's my take on women in the healthcare.
Thank you for your views. So my two more questions would be combined. That what is your advice to the younger women in women healthcare, in healthcare, and also still agreeing to all of you that women are standing in front, but at times we see at our homes, if moms or mothers or have something, they're like, okay, but then men are like, we want to go. Tips on a woman should also, rather than taking care of the family, should also come in front. Or what are the health tips that you can give them, healthcare professionals? What are your views on it? So let's start with Dr. Manju.
Okay. So first, I want to tell you that most of the time you must have seen your mother, sister, elders in house that they are self sleep deprived. They take very less number or hours of sleep, and they have poor eating habits because they take care of others, and all the time they're worried about children or husband or other people in the family. Then they do not take care of themselves as doing exercises, then postponing their regular checkups or failure to take medical appointment and other things. And they are all the time busy with the thought process also, and working wise also. They take care of other people more than themselves. It's good to take care of others because you have all potentials to do it, but at the same time I would definitely advise that we need to take out time for ourselves also, because every battery needs recharging. So this battery God has made, which also needs recharging. And to recharge ourselves, I think it is very important to adopt meditation. Meditation now is not a choice. I feel that it is something which is very, very essential nowadays, especially for women. You talk to yourself during that time, and we are going to start meditation course from 14th of this month. If anybody interested, can contact me on my mobile or on my email. We are going to start a course. It's 7 days course, and I am of the opinion that it is must for everybody, because it has become like a routine: eating, sleeping, other things. Earlier it was a choice whether you do it or not. Now I think it is a must one, this which I would like to emphasize. And I also would like to say the same word which Amitabh Bachchan said in one of the movie Pink, I think. He said, learn to say no. No, not only for the purpose which was shown in that movie, but also for many things which we feel that we can delegate it, or it can be given to somebody else also. So we need to learn that no also very well. And other, apart from no, I would like to say that ignore also is very important. Some things we need to learn to ignore. One of our vice chancellor advised me, and I have taken it as a Bible note, that no, yes, I have to remember that some things we need to ignore, because if we take everything to our head, then life is going to be very difficult. We have to make it as much as possible smooth and enjoyable journey. It's a journey, of course, it's a journey, and on that journey it depends on ourselves how we take it, how we move. And I want to say that वो जो एक उत्साह होता है ना, उत्सव में क्या करते हैं हम, उत्सव जब होता है फेस्टिवल, वी वी हैव लॉट ऑफ एंथुजियाज्म, उत्साह। सो उत्साह से उत्सव होता है, इसलिए हर दिन उत्साहित होना है। तो जितना आप में होगा उतना आप बांटते भी जाएंगे। सो दैट आल्सो आई वांट टू से दैट every day feel like that it's a festival, because utsav will make your utsav successful. Then also open up, communicate, talk about your things, your worries, somebody, whosoever you feel is a right person. If nobody, then talk to yourself. If you don't find such a person, then talk to yourself. And also diet, indulging in leisure activities sometimes, and also gardening. Some people would like to watch movies or songs, whatever is relaxing for you. I think must do it. And also the aims, objectives which we set up, prioritize every day. We make plans every day in the morning, so we should make that plan and try to fulfill your all objectives, not that leave anything. I don't leave anything, starting from my home till my office and my return. And before sleeping, relax and think that whatever was decided, you have achieved. If not achieved, nothing is going to go away from your destiny. You will get it. Try tomorrow for that. Thank you.
Dr. Geeta?
So to the young ones, to especially to the young medical students, I would again say, nothing should stop you from pursuing your dream. You have to wake up and feed that dream every single day, because if you dream, it will happen. There is no way it is not going to happen if you put in the right amount of effort and you just try to scale it up every single day. And you dream, you must, because what is a life without dreams? Because it is like a vicious cycle. The dream feeds you, you feed the dream, and it will come true someday. And enjoy the journey. Don't think it is going to be without failures. So failures teach you much more than successes. So somebody said, how does it feel to be at the point that you are? Actually, I don't make much of where I am. I look back and see the journey, and I'm still continuing to be part of that journey. I think we must enjoy that journey. Challenges will come, and you must stand up to that challenge. What will happen? You will falter, you will fall, but you have to pick yourself up and keep moving. The important thing is not to stand. And don't ever think any day that you know it all. That never happens. Be a student for life. Because being a student is the most invigorating thing. Learn new things. Don't say that, I am this, this is my age. Who cares about chronology? You have to keep thinking of new things, because that really energizes you. I think that is what keeps me going. I always say कि दिमाग में कीड़ा होना चाहिए जो तुम्हें ना चैन से बैठने ना दे. Because then you will keep trying to figure out new things, and I think that is what keeps me motivated. And this young generation, I know, are much, much more motivated, much, much more informed, very well armed to face situations. We were a little reticent, a little withdrawn while we were growing up, but now those barriers have gone. These students interact so much better with the seniors, their teachers, their colleagues. So I think that is something that comes easy to them, was difficult for us, because now the world is without boundaries. So I think these young ones are in a great space, and they should really work towards making the most of it. And just as Dr. Manju said, it has to be a mix of work. So there is a lot of talk about work-life balance. But I always think that if you love your work so much that you're getting a lot of fun out of it also, then you don't have to look elsewhere. That's fine. That is someone's outlook, but don't, judge another person who wants to do it differently, because there are different ways of living life. So you do your work, and if you enjoy doing different things, please go ahead and do it. You may want to sing, you may want to dance, you may want to pursue a hobby. Just go ahead and do it. Find space and time for it, because your me time is important, because there is only one life and there is so much to do. So your profession is one part of it, but your altar life is another part of it, and you must live both the lives to the fullest. Take good care of your health. I always say this, whether we are professionals or we are any profession, you have to take care of your health, because if you are in good health, you will be able to do so much more and not worry too much about the small niggles and things that happen. And I always say, remain positive. You have to be positive, in a positive frame of mind. Get up in the morning and feel grateful for that day. Every single day should be you should feel grateful for another day that you woke up, because it is another opportunity to live life. And concentrate on your today. Don't hold on to what happened in the past, and don't worry about your future, because then you spoil your today, and all that you have is today. You have nothing to do with the past anymore, and you don't control your future. And I always think you should let bygones be bygones. Learn to forgive, forget, and move on. When you take too much of baggage on yourself, you are unable to put in the 100% energy that is required in your present role. And I always believe energy is finite. You decide where you want to put it. Do you want to put your energy in finishing off squabbles with X, Y, and Z, or do you want to put your energy in trying to create beautiful things, trying to make life easier for another person, or trying to do something extraordinary? Because that is what I think makes life more meaningful. Don't be reactionary. Just let go of a lot of things and just focus on what you're doing and enjoy every single moment. Seek happiness in what you do, and seek happiness for yourself. You don't have to prove anything to anybody. And another thing that I say is, don't park your happiness in one basket. Don't say, अगर ये चीज़ ठीक होगी तो मैं ठीक होंगी. ऐसा नहीं होता. You have to park your happiness in different baskets. There should be at least 12 to 20 baskets in which you have small packets of happiness in each basket, because even if one basket fails, or two baskets fails, or five baskets fail, you have another 15 to fall back on. So that is my message to the young and the raring to go young graduates.
Thank you. Dr. Dhirja?
Yeah. So my message to the young women in healthcare is, first and foremost, be courageous. Have the courage, the world, your life is an empty canvas in front of you. And have the courage to fill it with rainbow colors of your own imaginations, your own dreams. Just go up and do it. Don't be afraid. Be courageous. You already have so many role models in front of you, so many already enumerated. In daily life, we see in healthcare, in all the roles where women have reached the glass ceiling. And even in the roles where they have not reached the glass ceiling, you be the one who does it. So have the courage, follow your dreams, go after them. It's many times as we are growing, we get exposed to what is the expectation of a woman in the society, woman's role in the society. And many times we try to mold our dreams and our wishes and our aspirations within the framework of that mold, because we wish to conform. So, but if you dream for something, have the courage to do it, break that mold. Don't be afraid. Already people have done, like Dr. Geeta, she was saying when she joined, she was perhaps the only girl in the department of surgery, but now you would see so many young surgeons around. So there is no role in healthcare, whether be it in clinicians, be it as an administrator, be it the owner of hospitals, CEOs. There is no role in, be it nursing, be it technical side, there is no role which is not being done by women and being done well. And second, my message I'd like to leave with you is that don't, we have so many things which are inherent to being a woman. Like we are kind, we are more empathetic, we are more considerate. It's there's some in most of the people as a personality, most of the women. So get that color into your daily life, transmit that to your patient care, and then you see yourself flower as a better human being.
I think it's stuck. So Colonel Binu ma'am can just continue.
Health number one priority in your life. Yeah, number one priority in your life. As Dr. Geeta says, always schedule me time for yourself, because there is no point. If you want to be the candle which is going to illuminate other people's lives, then you have to be burning yourself. If you don't extinguish, then how will you spread any happiness? How will you spread and make other people's life better? So please make yourself number one priority. And as a very famous saying, I was just remembering when others were talking that, we may be afraid, or we may say that I don't know if I should take this opportunity. I don't know if I have the capabilities, because maybe we've heard from people around us that, oh, that's not for a woman to do. So you said that I don't know, what if I fall down? What if I fail? What will happen? So my message to you, dear ones, is what if you fly? So yet again, be courageous. Be courageous to take the first hesitant step, and then you will see you will fly and soar. And second is that please make yourself number one priority of your life.
Thank you, ma'am. Colonel Binu ma'am.
Okay. So it has to be keep moving, whether it is a physical movement to keep yourself fit so that you can take care of yourself, family, your workplace. Keep moving mentally, keep updating your knowledge, keep getting involved in multiple activities, and keep moving socially. You should not be bound by any taboos of the society. Women tend to be a bit anxious about what society is thinking, what people are thinking. Women also want to be the perfectionist. The house has to be spick and span, best decorated. My children have to be looking the best. They have to top the classes. My husband has to be dressed well. Have to look like this or behave like this. I think do not allow yourself to be stressed out because of all of these issues. Grow beyond all of this, aim high, achieve high. And when it comes to taking care of people, it's fine. But it's always the approach, as everyone else said, it has to be me first. If you are not healthy, your health is not in order, you're not eating well, you're not able to sleep well, you will not be able to do justice to anything, whether your personal commitments or official commitments. For the younger generation, be fearless, learn to stand up and speak, whether you are the only woman in a batch of 1,000 men. It does not matter. Men and women are just two genders created. I think learn to speak in any forum. Be confident of yourself. You can achieve everything like so many other women have achieved. And even if you fail, so what? We are all humans. We may not achieve everything where we set our eyes on, but it is fine to give it a trial, have loads and loads of fun. I do it, whether it is Zumba, dance, yoga, meditation. I love walking, exercising. Do whatever makes you happy. Also, keep yourself socially agile and active. Make lots of friends, not just depend upon your immediate nuclear family or just the joint family. Go beyond, have friends, meet them over a coffee, over a lunch, in the club, over a tambola. It will keep you very, very positive, very, very happy, and it will help you focus and align again on whatever path you've chosen. So the advice to young ones is stay active, stay focused, be fearless. Thank you, Ansel.
Thank you all for joining in on this beautiful occasion of International Women's Day and speaking so powerfully, boldly, and empowering the younger ones out there So happy that all of you accepted the invitation and joined. And I'm sure this video is going to